So at the very core, the idea of vocabulary is that you have some common understanding of language, right? Like the terms that you use mean the same to other people that you deal with. And that's what we're trying to do. And at the core of the vocabulary is what we call use cases. So it defines a couple of use cases that in this specific context can be used, if you will, to target your opt outs. So you can say, like, I opt out of this use case, but I opt in for another one. And by describing sort of with precision these use cases, we think that it's much easier for people to understand each other. Um, but let me go into some more detail on the use cases that we've defined the vocabulary itself. Like there are three use cases in it, and the first use case that we have, and that is really like the broadest use case, that is a bit our starting point for developing this. It's the already mentioned idea of text and data mining, the concept of text and data mining. And that is actually not something that we needed to define ourselves, because that is something that is defined in the 2019 Copyright Directive, where it defines text and data mining as any computational process that tries to basically gain insights from copyrighted works, which essentially, if you think that through, means that is pretty broad. This is essentially any use that computers make of copyrighted works is text and data mining in the extreme. So you have, if you will, sort of like the ability in the in the copyright directive to opt out from text and data mining unless it's for scientific purposes. And that means you have the ability to opt out from basically computational uses of your works. So you can say, like, no computer use of this. Um, that is probably not something that very many rights holders actually want to say. They probably have other things in mind that they want to opt out, that they object to, or that they think is something that they should be monetized for. But sort of they probably don't want to make it impossible to interact with their works in the internet, to make them findable, to include them in sort of like ranking algorithms, things like that. So we have this, but sort of we established they have the right under the copyright directive to do this, to opt out. And so we create this overarching, really wide use case of text and data mining.